Worlds 2025 is next month, pretty soon, and the question that's been on everyone's minds is, who will win Clock? Yup, that's what everybody has been thinking, of course. Over the last 2 years, Clock has experienced a great metamorphosis, with old solvers washing away and new solvers emerging from the blue. There is so much to think about and analyze when it comes to predicting the podium for this event. But in this video, I'll merely set the stage by going over the top 8 seeds for Worlds 2025, as well as some honorable mentions. Also, if you are on this list, maybe skip this video, as it might pull some pressure on you that you don't need. The 8th seed, with a 3.0 PR average and a 230 PR single, is Caleb Wolf-Dunn. Caleb is currently the NR holder for Clock average in the United Kingdom, and is also really good at pyramix. Mix. Bro thinks he's carry creep. His PR average is not an anomaly, and he's gotten many official 3.2 and 3.0 averages, as well as sub 3 BPAs since. He's been on fire these last few rounds, with a lot of counting twos, and he's been pulling them off in final situations as well. However, he has yet to get an official sub 3 average. This is something he's more than capable of as a global sub 3 at home, but unable to reach because of a mental barrier. And given the tough competition and stressful environment of Worlds, there is a good chance sub 3 is necessary for a podium. But don't count Caleb out. He is capable. It's a matter of overcoming comp nerves. The 7th seed, with a 2.94 PR average and a 1.99 PR single, is Kyle Jones. This double Australian NR holder has not 1, but 2 official sub 3 averages. His first sub 4 average was a year ago, so he's very new to Pro Clock, but he's made a solid name for himself in that time, podiuming at both Australian Nationals and Oceanic Championships. His times at home are really solid, with plenty full sub 2 singles and mid 2 averages. If he gets another 2.9x average as he's gotten in the past, silver or even gold is plausible. However, his official results are inconsistent, with some 5 and even 6 averages in his recent rounds, unlike Caleb. To make a podium, he's going to need good performance in 2 consecutive rounds, which he struggles to get right now. So I'll give him a chance, but I wouldn't bet a podium from him. The 6th seed, with a 2.93 PR average and a 2.40 PR single, is Fiona Bao. This is someone I watched the rise of in person. Fiona used to live in North Carolina and I often staffed competitions with her, so personal bias declared there. She is a female world record holder for both single and average in this event. Her improvement has been insane over the last year, going from a 4.08 average last March to a sub 3 average this May. What's almost as amazing is how she handles pressure. She manages to be calm, cool, and collected as she pulls out insane performances again and again. Looking at her official results, that's more than obvious. But at the same time, she has yet to experience a major championship final, unless you count Southeast Champs. So that's an element of unpredictability to watch for. I'm confident in saying that Worlds 2027 is where she'll shine the brightest. As for 2025 podium though, given the competition, it's going to be tough. She's better at handling pressure than some of the others on this list, but she's maybe not as fast as them. The 5th seed, with a 2.82 PR average and a 2.29 PR single, is Carter Thomas. Carter has been a titan in clock solving for years at this point. From getting some of the fastest results posted on YouTube, to getting a world record clock single, to getting the 3rd sub 3 average officially, there's little he hasn't done. He set the tone for what was to be expected of clock. His story is one of the most inspirational. He struggled through the trenches of not getting good official performances for years until it finally happened. It's one for the history books. However, recently his competition performances have been slightly more inconsistent and a bit worse, as he alternates between low 3 average and low 4 average. His improvement has also become stagnant, as his PR average stayed at that high 2 range. But he has experience in big finals, such as when he got 5th at US Nationals 2023, so I think he has a decent chance at getting a bronze medal. The 4th seed, with a 2.64 PR average and a 1.90 PR single, is Brendan Dunnigan. Brendan is one of the best all-rounders right now, with world-class results in every non-PBQ event, and I mean every single one. In Clock, he was the first person to get a sub 2 single, and was the former NAR holder for single and average. He was also the North American champion, breaking his PR average by 3/4 of a second in the final round of that competition. In other words, he is insanely fast and has performed incredibly in past high-pressure situations. Currently, he's getting mid 2 averages of 12 and 2.0 averages of 5 at home. His official solving was extremely consistent low 3 during late 2024, and it's only grown slightly less consistent recently. He's ranked 3rd for official AO 25. I'm confident in my prediction that Brendan will at least get bronze, but he might not be able to secure a win. The third seed, with a 2.52 PR average and a 2.11 PR single, is Eric Kasparek. In 2024, this kid was him for a few months. He achieved the most legendary world record in clock history, breaking sub 3 open with a hammer and getting an average that was sub previous world record single. He was also one of the first to global sub 3 at home, and he got the first sub 2 average on camera. He was the one that showed us the times that were possible in this event, like Carter did. For a brief period in time, he had conquered the event. From the times he's uploading on YouTube, he is still that fast. He's the current Polish NR holder despite tough competition, and he's pulled off amazing streaks of performances. But his recent results have been inconsistent. His last average had a counting 5, 3, and 2. He won Polish championships, but he didn't even make Euros finals. At his best, he can consistently get sub 3 averages, but at his worst, he gets 4 DNFs in a row. Eric has a solid chance of silver or even gold medal, but in the attention of the moment, I can just as easily see him getting a 4 or 5 average. So I will predict that he will be at least top 5 in finals as a nice happy medium. Alright, now time for the honorable mentions. These are the solvers that I think are at least able to podium, as they are on par or even better than some of the solvers I talked about despite their slower PRs and rankings. After all, this is an unpredictable event by nature, and anyone could surprise us. The 13th seed, with a 307 average and a 246 single, is Alessandro Diamampo. This US-based 7-saddle flip user has helped me with one of my videos in the past, which I'm very thankful for. From his PRs alone, you wouldn't think that Alessandro has a chance to place high in finals when compared to the juggernauts we just talked about. But what sets him apart is the fact that his consistency in competition is on the level of solvers like Caleb, Carter, and Eric. He's ranked 7th for official average of 50, and he can get mid-4 averages about as easily as the aforementioned solvers. And he has experience in high-pressure situations. In North American Championships, he got what was at the time a PR2 average for him in finals. Put this all together, if the chips are right, he could get bronze. The 11th seed, with a 306 average and a 214 single, is Antoni Stojek. Antoni was the 2-time Polish NR single holder, going toe-to-toe with Eric Kasparek in this category. He podiumed at both European Championships and Polish Championships, getting 3rd and 2nd place respectively. Like Alessandro, his consistency in competition is incredible, ranked 6th for official AO50. And at home, he's getting sub 3 and mid 2 averages with a 260 on camera. If you look at his recent rounds, he's been getting a lot of mid 3 and low 3 averages, again like you would expect from someone like Carter or Caleb. So I would say that you should expect that level of performance from him. The 14th seed, with a 312 average and a 232 single, is Eddie Artsy. Eddie also helped me on the 8 levels of clock video, so bias declared again. He's also a very good friend of mine. Eddie is the current North American Champs bronze medalist. He also held the NAR average with a 349 and is the winner of the biggest round of clock ever. Now he doesn't have a sub 3 average officially yet, but he's gotten very close many times. He's here because of his consistent performance in high intensity rounds. His performance at Southeast Championships was amazing, as he beat a 334 average in a final situation for Southeast champion. But being 2nd place in the world record podium is just normal for him. I wouldn't be surprised if he got a really good average in Worlds finals, given his track record. The 15th seed, with a 314 average and a 292 single, is Zhang Haozhuan. 1 year ago, this China-based cuber wasn't even sub 8 in clock, and didn't make finals at that local competition. But since then, he's improved dramatically, becoming the Chinese NR holder just 3 months later with a 3.7 average. And now he has a 314 average after just 6 competitions. If he can get these results so soon, who knows what he's capable of? And yet, nobody is talking about him. Maybe they're just doing so in spaces where I'm not in, but I find this odd, given how he's made so much out of so little. His rate of improvement is lightning fast, and his last 2 competition performances were very consistent. Of course, he has yet to experience a large competition final, in which he may not have the clutch factor to come out on top. But if low 3 averages are normal for him, then a bronze medal is possible. Alright, now we're at the top 2 seeds. These next 2 solvers are by far the best clockers alive today. They are leagues ahead of any possible competition, and they are both fighting for the gold medal. Sparks will fly at Worlds, and they will be at the center of it. So, without further ado. The second seed, with a 231 average and a 164 single, is Volodymyr Kapusdiansky. What can I say about Volo that hasn't already been said? He came out of nowhere in late 2023 with the first sub 2.5 average on camera. In the subsequent months, he got world best single, AO5, AO12, AO50 again and again. Initially, he struggled to get these results officially, but as he gained experience, he got a 267 NR average officially, and 2 consecutive 2.7 averages. This culminated in him becoming the first and only person to break the clock world record average twice in a single day. Let me repeat that. Let me put that in bold. He broke the world record average twice in a single day. This sort of thing shouldn't even be possible, but Volodymyr did it anyway. All in all, he's gotten 5 world records, 4 continental records, and 8 national records so far, and he's the current world record holder for clock single. You only have to look at his most recent 8 rounds to see that getting a sub 3 average is easy for him. In fact, it's expected. Out of his last 13 rounds, only 3 haven't been sub 3. The only hair in the soup at the moment is his previous big finals performance. At North American Championships, he got a 401 average in finals, which was awful for him. But now, after getting world record, and after improving his in-comp performance and his confidence, he will be a shoo-in for the gold medal if it wasn't for the first seed. The first seed, with a 2.28 average and a 1.82 single, is Lachlan Gibson. Holy cow, Lachlan has been cooking these last few rounds. He's always been very good at clock, but aside from a 2.64 Oceanic record average, his results have been lackluster. Well, this is no longer true. I've been praising the previous clockers for consistent mid-3 results, but this guy is consistently mid-2, with back-to-back world record averages at consecutive competitions. I mean, look at these results. They're unprecedented in terms of consistency and speed. It's like something clicked in him and he stopped getting averages above 3 seconds entirely. You would be gold medal material if you had a 2.42 average of 5, but he has an official average of 25 that fast. Let me say that again. He has a 2.42 average of 25 officially. Only 2 people in the world have an average that's sub 2.5, and he gets that sort of result casually. These solves aren't a fluke, they're not an anomaly, they are all skill, and they show that he has realized his potential in competition. Now, he doesn't have much experience in high pressure rounds. His only experience was at New Zealand Nationals, where he got 2nd place with a 4.68 average, so it's possible he finds himself unprepared for the world's environment. But even at his worst, his skill level is better than most of the people I've talked about so far. Given this, I think he's on equal footing to Volodymyr. Their PR averages are only 0.03 seconds apart, and I think they have roughly equal chances for the world champion title. The stage is set. Worlds 2025 will have 1,444 people competing in clock from 61 different countries. Only 1 cuber will walk out with the gold medal, and 2 others will walk out with silver and bronze. Hundreds of thousands of man-hours will lead up to this moment, and all will be decided in just 20 minutes. I will be watching. The question is, will you? Thanks for watching. This channel is sponsored by speedcubeshop.com. Use code NOTME at checkout for 5% off of your order.